No.
Hey, what's up, guys? Weigh in the comments now on your opinion about duck meat, because I love it.
No,
Adam's against it. Duck, I don't know.
it's not for you.
It is for everyone, and it's delicious.
Beef. That's what you eat.
I don't know. Are there I know you can get duck meat. I'm sure there's people here that eat it regularly. I never ate it growing up. So I mean, it wasn't something that I enjoyed until I moved to Asia.
Yeah, the only place I've seen is Asian grocers or
okay.
Asian food places.
All right. I don't know. What do you guys think about eating duck? I'm sure in Europe too, there's places that eat it more. I think it's just an American thing, and people don't eat it that much here.
Ducks are majestic and should not be hurt.
They're all over the place.
That's
not like they're not around.
Should be a protected species.
I was driving through a neighborhood the other day, and there was a couple of white ducks just out in front of somebody's house.
Mm-hmm.
And, I kind of got the sense that maybe that there was their pets.
It could be.
They were letting out. I think
if they're white, real big ducks.
Yeah,
they can't fly. They're farm ducks.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, there you go. Daniel says ducks are delicious. He knows what's going on.
He's confused.
Costco usually has it. Well, we don't have Costco yet, but it's coming.
It is.
So
I saw that.
I have to get some.
That's sad.
If it comes, I'll get some, make it, and bring
Tell
it in,
me
and not tell you what it is, and let you taste it.
I love ducks.
Anyway, guys, duck aside, we've got our giveaway item here for today, which I'm just going to show you first so I can put it down. But yeah, the backpack set. So the cool thing is that you don't have to have a P-Bandai kit to put this on the regular kit. Fortunately, the Lunamari Hawk version is just a standard release, so any of these will fit onto that.
Yes.
Yep. But then there's 3-4 other different P-Bandai versions as well if you have those. So that's cool. Some really awesome backpack weapons.
Yeah, thank you, Andy, for your 4th order.
Oh, yeah. What did you order? PG Perfect Strike and MG SD. MG kits.
Nice.
Very cool. Speaking of MG, OMG, you got some news yesterday, last night.
Yeah, some interesting news.
Mm-hmm.
With a lot of place cards.
Yeah.
Not a lot of information.
Yeah, not a whole lot of info yet on those. I think
tonight we'll
maybe get some more information.
Yeah, I think so.
But the big news, kind of two biggest news, is the MG Verka narrative Gundam.
Yep.
C-Packs.
C.
Mm-hmm.
Which A and B would probably be P and A.
They showed it. Also, there was an Apex version, or just without the Psycho frame. They had that
with
there.
A big gun.
No. Without that, but just without the Psycho frame, which is the Apex version. I believe they showed it there. So I'm not sure. I guess maybe you can convert it.
Yeah.
Because then they're gonna have the actual A packs and B packs probably as separate P-Bandai sets. But yeah, so that's cool. I'm excited. I love that HG kit. I really, really like that. So I'm looking forward to building an MG.
Hopefully it translates.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And then the Destroy, Great Destroy Gundam, which is big.
We did get the price for that. They had the MSRP anyway. We don't know.
1,400 yen, right?
14,000.
14,000 yen.
So I mean, once we get over here, it'd be 150, yeah, somewhere around that. So expect to see around that price range. It's going to be a hefty box. I was telling Derek that I think it's probably going to be a similar size like the Nightingale HG box.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
He didn't agree, but I'm thinking it's going to be a big box for that one. So yeah, that's really cool. It's not something that I would have expected at all. When they put out that teaser image the day before, and I'd seen people thinking that that's what it was based on that teaser image, and I thought, really, they're going to make? Because it's a big design, but yeah, they're doing it. Yeah, there you go. So big Seed news for you guys, Seed fans. At last, we're getting the narrative in MG. I was kind of thinking that it was interesting that the narrative version of the Stein wasn't a Verka, because it's based on the Verka.
You're right, it's not.
Stein,
yeah,
but the narrative version was not. But now we're getting the narrative Gundam as the Verka. So I don't know. Kind of interesting.
At least we have them.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And then there was some other stuff. There was a P-Bandai weapon set for the HG Witch from Mercury kits. I saw a lot of people were excited about that.
Yeah, I saw that. They had the 2 Masquerade, Freedom and Justice, which look like they're going to be that
Masquerade, Freedom and Justice?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real type colors. but they're going to be at that not this weekend, next weekend, that Gundam Next. I think it's going to be a
event.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just for there.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah. There's a lot of cool Kodabukio stuff
there
as well.
Yeah,
there's a lot. Kodabukio always doesn't get quite as much, at least like in the circles that I think we're in online. Usually people are talking most about like Bandai stuff, but Kodabukio has a lot of interesting stuff there. So
yeah, really cool Hexagear stuff I saw.
We were talking about the new Nachins.
Yep.
Looking forward to those. So a lot of really cool stuff coming out. And what about what's new here? Anything new coming as of late? Not a whole lot.
We had a lot of reprints. Master Grade SD Freedoms back in stock.
We got the new ATK Girl.
We did.
Kit, right? ATK Girl? Or no, Nuke Matrix? No. It's ATK Girl. The Fenrir.
Oh, we did get that.
Yeah, the wolf one.
Which we're getting more. And then there's some new Bandai stuff that came in. There's a Pokemon kit, the Slowpoke, I believe, or it's on its way. I don't remember if it's here yet or if it's on its way. The Forbidden. That came in.
That'll be the big one, I guess. We got those in last week,
I was gone all last week. So, when a lot of these shipments came in. So I'm trying to think.
Looking to you. You weren't here.
Oh, I was not. I was out on vacation.
But I think, as far as I can remember, it feels like so long ago last week. But it was relatively quiet as far as like stuff coming in. I mean, there's always stuff coming in, but I think the Forbidden was the big thing.
Yeah, because you guys, they all came in last week when I was out. There's two pretty good sized shipments that came in.
On that note, highly recommend it. I have my review of that out over on my channel. If you guys have not seen that, check that out. Really cool kit. Yeah, I like it a lot. So definitely check it out. Naoki Williams talking about Naoki's reprint models. Naoki's Titanomachia series is finally getting going. There's a couple. It's kind of interesting, and I was thinking that it was 2019 Shizuoka Hobby Show when I met Naoki there, and he told me about this Titanomachia series, and he was telling me about how like Kodabukio is doing the character models, and I thought at that time he said that Aoshima was doing the mecha models, but I don't know what happened or what. But Moderoid, Guzmao Company is doing those mecha models. They had those there, and then Kamiko that made the little Nachin kits before is also making some model kits for that series as well. Some like little like kind of like imagine like the Haro of that universe. It's like a little robot that's like human size to go like with the Kodabukio models.
Okay, cool.
Similar size like that Kamiko's making. So like it's kind of cool. It's like different model companies are all making models that kind of go together for the series. So
that's cool.
Yeah, but Aoshima, I'm not sure. Although like all the announcements were like last night, I haven't had that much time to like really look through carefully all the announcements yet. So I will over the weekend and beginning of next week over on my channel. I'll have videos for you guys breaking down all the announcements, talking about all that. So look forward to that. Anything else like on the way?
Epion, I haven't got an invoice yet, but I'm sure that's got to be on the way. We did get our reproduction lists for January, February, March. Perfect Grade Zaku's are on there, so that's pretty cool. A lot of the EX vehicle kits, like the ships, like the Freedom and the Minerva, and
any of those old 80s kits much on there?
I gotta look. I haven't had time really to go through it all, but there's a lot of cool stuff getting reprinted. The Rick Diaz Quattro, the Master, Master Grade G3 MG. Ep.78 was on there.
That's like that would be the 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
1.5 version.
Gray, blue, or something like that. Yeah, so a lot of cool stuff coming back, guys. So kind of keep an eye out for stuff we put up for pre-order.
Yes. Calder asking about when the contest. That we should have next week as well. We were just talking about that yesterday. So I basically got it kind of sorted. Just need to get like some more details sorted out for you guys, and then I should be ready. I know I've been saying that for like past 2 months. I feel like, but there's been a lot of stuff going on. So anyway, contest announcement will come next week for sure for you guys. Let's get into some questions here. Does Adam secretly like G Gundam and just can't admit it? Yeah, why are you ashamed of it? I'm not ashamed.
I'm not ashamed. I just think it's trash.
And you should feel ashamed.
No.
For that opinion.
Nope.
Nope. I was joining Brian, Bro Builder, on his Kodokai live stream last night. We were talking about different Gundam series, recommending them for Z on there, and I recommended Build Fighters, or not Build Fighters, G Gundam. Although like Build Fighters kind of similar kind of vibe, but doesn't have the charm of the 90s.
Yeah.
That G Gundam does. Yeah.
All the
racism
stereotypes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, like, then again, like that came out before Star Wars Episode 1, though, and I'm like, that was another thing we were talking about last time. Since that in Star Wars too. Yeah. But anyway, what suit and gimmick do you think we'll get for the next MGEX? We've already done LEDs and intricate interframe, so I think we'll get something over the top effect parts like the new. Anything else you can think of? The other thing that I've always thought would be cool would be like where the transformation is the gimmick. The transformation.
Yeah, I could see that.
Which I would have expected maybe something like the Zeta, but now we just got the Zeta Vercos, so that's kind of out the window.
I don't know, honestly, because like there's only so much you can.
Yeah.
Unless you start really kind of just redesigning. Putting like engineered, mechanical moving parts and stuff like that, or something that
they're gonna have to go back to another whatever, like the gimmick point, like other LEDs. They're gonna have to do another one with LEDs. There's not that many different kind of gimmick points. That, like, to your point,
model kit's still a model kit, no matter how much.
That's what I think. The Exia is a good candidate, just because they could do the LED system, kind of like making like what they did with the Perfect Grade in like a Master Grade EX form. I think that would be a good one. It would be popular. Yeah. Let's see. You probably wanted to skip this one. I'm going to ask you anyway. Would Adam ever consider making a video about his process of starting USA Gundam Store?
No.
Really? Not even just like a puff piece?
A puff piece?
As I was saying that, I was thinking like, there's a 50% chance he doesn't know what that is.
No clue what a puff piece is.
Okay. Like in the news when they're doing like an interview with someone, and it's just like it's not like really getting into details, just like kind of just to make you look good kind of thing.
Oh, I mean,
you've answered the question.
I've answered the question, and there's only so much you can really kind of, I guess, go in
as a dedicated video on its own. You can make you can do like a little 1 to 2 minute thing.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, you're teaching people how to become your competitor, though. So
yeah, well, that's why it's a puff piece. You don't have to get into like the details of like explaining how you did every single thing, but you could just like kind of talk about how you started, and then like after so many years, you moved into a smaller warehouse, and then you outgrew that warehouse, and
which I think
along those lines
many times.
We've talked about it a lot.
Yeah, I think every podcast I'm invited to,
let's make like a post a video and a show that's like 10 minutes long and have like the thumbnail and everything, like Adam's story of starting USA Gundam Store, but then have it as soon as the video starts, it just says watch the live streams every 2 weeks, and then it's just black screen for the rest of the video. I hear he might be on a podcast at some point. Is that true?
I think there's something in the works there. I don't know if I haven't been given confirmation unless they sent me something and I haven't seen it, but I know we've talked about it a few times.
Shame.
I just don't know if I don't know if it's going to be what we're talking about, though. Because I don't know if the other person would want to do that or not. I think it'd be fun and interesting.
What are you talking about?
The podcast.
I assume Chris is talking about the Built Sideways podcast.
Oh no, I'm talking about Brian's thing.
Yeah, Chris and Brian do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about too.
Right. So we'll talk off camera.
All right, fine. Daniel-san asked, what's your opinion on the new MG narrative Gundam? We kind of already mentioned about it, but he said, personally, I'm not mad at it. Other kits obviously deserve or a refresh or a 2.0. I like the narrative design, and I'm excited for that custom kits that will come from it. Yeah, I've seen every new announcement. There's always going to be people who are unhappy with it. And I've seen like people commenting like, "Who asked for this?" So, like nobody wanted this, but like I don't know.
We don't ask for a lot of stuff that we're happy we get. So
yeah, I feel like once the kit comes out, they're gonna buy it regardless anyway, right? Because it's gonna be a cool kit. Yeah, I was certainly not expecting it at all. I would not have guessed.
Well, isn't it too like the release date's December
of this year?
I thought it said 12/23.
Maybe yeah. I think you're right. Yeah.
So weren't we like kind of going there for a while? What's going to be the big December kit?
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably it.
Yeah,
because they didn't really come out with anything big this year for December.
Well, the Destroy HG, there was no date for that. Right. That might be like January.
Yeah,
that's probably.
Usually these announcements are going to would be for January, February, March.
A few months out.
Yeah.
Even like for the December release of the Rakaz, like pretty
quick,
close. Yeah. But they had the full like painted and decaled and everything there. Even I think they had runners even too, didn't they?
It's just they did. Yeah. But it's interesting because they don't have orders for it.
Mm-hmm.
So usually they like to pre-plan who wants and how much needs to go out. So
maybe later today you'll get that email to order it. Hopefully,
maybe. Who knows?
But I think like I'm sure it wouldn't have been a lot of people's first pick, but I'm sure it'll be an awesome kit regardless. So just enjoy it, and whatever else you may have wanted will just have to come later. All right. I'm looking at gluing runners together for a project. What glue do you recommend to keep it most secure?
I'm curious. Yeah. So if I use super glue, it's usually gel super glue, and I usually don't use that to combine parts. I use that usually for
as a fill.
Yeah, or those photo etch parts. Was they Ocean Spirits, and then like you have no idea what I'm
talking about. You use gel type for photo etch parts?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
You get like a toothpick? Well, because they're like little circles and little.
Yeah, but I would think that like because photo etch, you want it to be like real flat.
Yeah.
And gel would give you like it's like a few microns, but it would be you wouldn't be able to press
I'll show you because like the circle ones, what I'll do is I'll bore out like a little indent, and then I'll get a toothpick with the gel, tap it in there, and put
I get what you mean.
Otherwise, I'll have that raised.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If you're just like gluing the photo etch part onto just a flat piece, if you use gel type, it's going to be sticking up.
Right. Yeah. No. So like Ocean Spirits make some pretty good detailed parts if no one's seen them, but I'll usually just use gel super glue for those, or if something's like I'm never going to want to move it or take it off, I might do some there. Gel is always the way to go for me.
I like what I'm picturing in my mind, like what maybe he's talking about is like where you see people that like cut apart runners and like make like a statue just out of runners kind of thing. And I've always thought about what would be a good glue to use for that.
You'd probably just use extra thin cement,
just liquid cement, but you'd have just like douse the thing in liquid cement though, because what are you going to use that tiny brush to like brush cement onto as you're putting like these runners
you get
together?
A bigger brush and just dip it in. They don't have to use the brush that came with it. Because it pretty much just melts together then at that point. Yeah,
that would be the ideal glue to use, but just the application of it, I feel like it would just take forever.
Gray water-based PV, was it PVA?
Yeah,
PVA glasses for photo etch. That's pretty good too. Dry clear still secures.
Because if you use a lot of super glue, it'd be like number one, like really toxic. Then
that's why I use a toothpick, and that's why the gel, because it will stick on the toothpick, and you just tap the toothpick down. Because some of those photo etch parts are really small that they make. That's what I did with the Delta Plus
downstairs.
Yeah.
What's your favorite seed backpack? And if you could combine your top 2 favorite seed backpacks, what parts would you use from them?
So I like the Freedom bazookas, like the, but I also like the Strike Freedoms funnels.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't like the Justices or the Infinite Justices funnel system, or the Kotskis. I don't like those.
I was gonna go like I just like the Ale Strike pack. I like the big
wing,
like kind of not the wing part, the lower part that has like those big kind of
boosters.
Yeah. I'm not sure what kind of to call that anyway. Or like the Blue Frame D. Is very similar to the Ale pack, but a little bit different.
Yeah.
I kind of like that version as well. So I like the kind of like more like aircraft style wings, and you like the kind of different style wings on that. Interesting. What's your favorite type of detail to add to a custom kit? Panel lines, pistons, limb extensions, etc.
I mean, panel lines. I also like what I've done lately, and I did that on the last kit that I did, was that cutting the parts. Like if it's one part, doing a panel line, but then cutting it into pieces. So it's like more of like an armor separation type thing. You have any idea what I'm talking about?
No. You're talking about like a single part, like actually cutting it into two parts? Yeah, okay, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
If it's like an MG where...
Right, yeah. High grade.
At first I was picturing like a high grade. I'm like, so then
really
what do you do with it?
Yeah,
and just really... cutting it apart and then just gluing it back together?
Yeah.
There's not really much point in that, but I see what you mean, like for an MG, yeah.
Right. Like, you get your like
what Josh does a lot.
Yeah. That's who I would look at his build. Yeah. So I like doing that. And then I really like adding photo etch stuff. Like I said, those you can add. They got grates. They got all sorts of stuff photo etch now. So it's add a good amount of detail. Yeah.
Any tips for using masking tape for painting kits? I mean,
just make sure it's down.
Yeah, that's like one of the most important tips. Yeah, when you're applying it, especially if it's like a more complicated part, you're applying a lot. Between the time when you first put it on and then when you actually go to paint, there's a chance it might like start to peel up a little bit. So anyway, whatever you do, like right before you paint, press it all down again. Make sure it's all like really good, because you don't want any paint leaking. Yeah,
it's crappy when you peel that paint off and you saw that it came through.
Yeah,
and you're like, damn.
Yeah. So always check it before you paint. That would be the main thing. But there's different tools and stuff that you can get like for cutting, masking tape. It's all kind of like the type of tools that are like luxury tools that you kind of don't really need, but they can be helpful. And there's also masking tape that you can get that's like pre-curved, kind of.
There's
like funky. It's used a lot for like garage kits more. But
Tamiya has the curving tape where you can actually do it and curve it. It's like white. Have you seen that?
Yeah, there's like two different types. I'm not sure. We may be talking about the same thing, or maybe talking about different ones. There's one where like it's like a flat sheet and it's like cut in waves, and there's a one where it's like the roll itself is actually like it's actually like a kind of pre-curved, so you would just peel it off as like a normal masking tape, and it's usually like thin, like 1, 2, 3 millimeter,
and it's pre-curved
width.
No, this is, you can make it straight or you can curve it. It's like more pliable.
Yeah. It's not the same material. It's more like rubbery.
Yeah.
I've tried that. I have some, and I've tried it a couple of times, but I found that it could be just that what I have is like some like cheap stuff. That's just like the quality is bad, but it leaves more of a residue than regular masking tape.
That.
Which is a problem.
Yeah, it would be.
So I've tried it a couple of times and not been happy with it. Do you think Bandai will make more complex 30-minute missions, 30-minute sisters kits to rival the Frame Arms Girls and Megami Device kits in the future? I don't think so.
They're pretty. I mean, they're good right now. Like it's interesting seeing Kotobukiya make kits that
look very much like 30 minutes missions stuff.
So that's interesting. And then they announced, I know Bandai announced like a fantasy line for 30-minute missions.
30 minutes, it's like 30 minutes fantasy.
Yeah.
Right? Is that right?
Yeah, that's what it is. So those parts will be able to go in, I'm sure, with 30 Mission Sisters and 30-minute missions kits. But it was 30-minute fantasy. I think
that's right. Based off of like the image that they had with that, it basically just looked like the Spinazio Knight type, essentially.
That's exactly, So, I don't know if they like just use that as that because they didn't have any designs or what, but
it'd be interesting to see what that is. No, I think Bandai's probably not going to try to make them more complex in order to compete with Kotobukiya, just because I think like they're competing with Kotobukiya in that they're cheaper and like everything's compatible. Well, with the Kotobukiya stuff's mostly everything's compatible, but like for like some of the Megami Device kits, like for example, like the face parts of the Soul kits don't fit on the they're not compatible with like the face parts of the Asura kits, for example, something like that. So everything's kind of mostly compatible, but with the 30-Minute Sisters, like, they really make everything super compatible. So Bandai has been really good about planning that out. And I think it's just the price point is what they're going for with that. They're able to make them much more affordable. So they don't really need to compete in the complexity, I feel like. Anyway, what other designers should get a version like Ver-Ka? I'd love to see a Ver-Na for Mamoru Nagano. Yeah, Nagano is one name. I've seen people also say they want like a Kondo is another one. What's the other one? I can't think of at the moment.
You know more of the designers.
I really don't. No, I can put out a couple names, but I really don't know them all that well.
Yeah, you're putting out more than I would be able to put out.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I mean, because they already make a bunch of Naoki kits. They don't need to like make that would also be Ver-Na. I don't know that they can make for that, but I don't think they're gonna make something like that for Naoki's stuff. I don't know. Yeah, interesting. But I've thought about that. Do you guys have an open ceiling where you drop the kits down on Zach when he does reviews? No. About how I at the beginning of the reviews. You guys want to know how I do that? I'll show you. It's really easy. And I just cut the video while it's in midair. That's all there is to it. Yeah.
Man, look at the
secrets revealed.
Movie magic.
Are there any mecha designs from the Gundam universe that are super popular, but you absolutely hate? Similarly unpopular designs that you love. I mean, yeah. There's definitely examples of those. I don't absolutely hate like the Freedom and the Strike Freedom. I don't really like the designs that much, but they're super popular, obviously. I will say the MGEX Strike Freedom is a really, really good looking kit, though. It's one of the few kits I have displayed.
I don't like I hate the look of it so much.
What?
Zaku 1.
Damn, that's embarrassing. I love the Zaku 1.
I do not like I like the Zaku 2. I do not like the Zaku 1.
And the Zaku 2 is better, but the Zaku 1's nice. And depends on the version too. I can understand like sometimes it can look a little bit derpy, maybe.
Yeah.
Just depending on the interpretation.
Mm-hmm. Every version's derpy.
Yeah. I've definitely never like some of the aquatic Xeon When Your War suits, like the Zok, the Gog. Mm-hmm. I've never really been a fan, although like the Gog definitely has grown on me in more recent years, but it's still pretty goofy looking.
Yeah, I don't mind the Zagok.
Zagok, is a pretty good one.
Yeah.
I've always been kind of in the middle on that. It's decent.
Franz on here.
We have an MGEX and PG Unleashed lines. Do you ever see an extreme 1/44 scale line coming out with HG or RG?
I do not.
Yeah, kind of hard to say what that. I think like RG already is that.
Yeah.
Like compared to HG.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of already what the RG line basically is. Because anything like a more advanced HG kit would basically just be RG, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean, it'd be kind of interesting to see what Bandai could do with that. I'm sure they could come up with something. Outside of Gunpla and Plamo kits, do you guys personally collect anything else?
Hex gear stuff. Or are we talking just other than Plamos?
Other than Gunpla and Plamo.
Man, I collect a plethora of things.
Yeah.
Stitch Disney pins.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park memorabilia. Jurassic Park, I guess, any Jurassic Park stuff I like to have.
Pokemon cards.
Only specific Pokemon, because I can't, there's just too much now.
It's been now restricted down.
Yeah, to specific ones here, guys. What else? I mean, there's just...
You're a collector.
I have that personality, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Arknights figures.
Yeah. I play the Arknight game, so, but yeah. Art Knights figures. But you?
Not really.
Yeah, you really don't. You're a big collector.
I like Plummo related books. Yeah, but that's also like.
Yeah, that cool Frame Arms book. I was gonna ask you, like
which
where
one?
you got that? You just posted it like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Frame Arms Girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the art book. The Frame Arms Girl art book. Yeah.
I want to get that book. It's cool.
Yeah. That's been like I've kind of always been into those, but kind of the last couple of years I really enjoy those books a lot.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, like then other books as well I do enjoy. I don't have near enough time to actually read, so I have quite the backlog of books, but I do enjoy adding to my book collection. Yeah,
audiobooks.
Yeah, I know.
So you can listen to them and do whatever
else.
Yeah, we've had that talk.
Yeah, I just and like half the time, like whenever I get like a new book, it's either like a book that I heard something about online and like a video or something somebody mentioned and I thought it looked interesting, and so I'll like order it on Amazon or whatever, or it would be like something that I'll just like come across like at Goodwill. Goodwill's a good place to find some good books because it's like 90 cents, something like that, if you find something cool there. I picked up Artemis. It's the second book from the author that wrote The Martian.
Okay.
The Matt Damon, right? Matt Damon movie.
Matt Damon.
It's his, I guess, second book, or the book after The Martian. Anyway,
you told me about that, because I listened to The Martian book. Really good book.
Yeah, I've not, so I should do that first.
Really, way better than the movie.
I don't think they're not a series, but similar anyway.
Very, very good book.
So picked that up, and I feel like there was something else too that I was excited. This was an Amazon purchase, the Alien Omnibus book. It's just a collection of the book versions of Aliens 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So I'm really, really looking forward to that. I really want the graphic novel omnibus series of Alien as well, but it's like really, really expensive.
Yeah.
Because they're out of print. I think they're like Dark Horse published, I think. Anyway, all right. Are there any 0083 MG kits to be expected in the future or not? I'm sure yes.
Yeah,
but
I think so. But...
Yeah. Really hoping that we would have got for a Verka the GPO1 or GPO3. And a Hygog MG is what I would really like as well from 0083.
Listen, you're not streaming in 1080?
No. You want to? We had to pay more for it.
So our camera does it.
Yeah. It's on StreamYard to stream in 1080. You have to pay for the pro service. You can if you want.
Yeah, there's a question that just said, when is Adam going to upgrade Zach's stream camera to 1080? I thought that the camera did that, but...
Yeah, we can. Sure. We'll see.
You guys don't need 1080.
What's the hardest MGHG kit to acquire in terms of availability? The OMG is probably one of them.
Yeah.
This was really interesting. Just the other day, like early in the day, I looked up the P Bandai S Gundam BST, like the one that has the boosters for the legs.
Yeah.
So I was just thinking about it. I can't remember why, and I was like, I wonder.
They had that picture of the P Bandai.
This was before the show, earlier in the day.
Wow.
Earlier in the day, I was thinking about it, and I was like, I'm gonna look up and like see if there's any around. And I looked and like I found on eBay it was like $400.
Yeah, it's dumb.
So it's pretty crazy. And then like once we got it at night, once we started getting photos of the event, it was there as one of the ones that's going to be reprinted, I guess.
Is it going to be reprinted, or is it the 1.5 version? Is it like going to be a new one? I wonder.
I think I haven't had a chance to look through everything in detail, but what I could tell, it looked like these were ones that were up for reprint.
Okay. Because
it had the HG or the MG Rizal, I think it was one of them, which was the one that like recently won the poll. Like I guess something like that. Because
like it was right next to that, the picture that we were talking about, the real grade 1100.
It was right next to there.
Yeah, it was right next there, which is probably just a misprint, guys. So don't get excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a high grade 1100 Freedom.
Yeah, there's some
that it's not 1/100, it's 1/60th.
Oh, there's that, and there's of the Wing Zero.
Yep.
In 160 scale as well.
And they're high grades.
I have the free. Had. I'm sure. I don't know what would have happened.
Pretty sure they were high grades, but they were 160th scale.
The Freedom Gundam, you said, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had that. I built that way back in the day.
There's also I'm trying to think of the full armored RX-78. But I think you can get that at Gundam Base in Japan. I remember seeing a picture recently.
Probably anything that's like relatively recent. I mean, they probably have there. Some of like the 90s kits, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about, that would be like late 90s, early 2000s, the 160 scale Freedom. The 160 scale Wing Zero, like I'm talking about too, probably hard to find, as well as like some of like the kind of X series kits don't get reprinted very often, like the G Falcon with the double X. Like that's one that I feel like probably pretty hard to find. Some of those. All right. When the double X MG came out, I really thought that they were going to make a G Falcon set for that, because like Naoki had like a build posted, and it looked like it was like a prototype for a release of that when it was coming out. Anyway, all right. What's the hardest? We just read that one. When we scan our Gunpla into the metaverse, what would you want your first Gunpla scan to be? I don't know what that's all about. I haven't read much about that. Okay.
Because you're supposed to scan it in and then you pilot it. Right?
Then, I don't know. Yeah, then what did you do with it? I'm not sure.
You fight each other, preferably.
Is that what it is?
Okay.
I haven't really looked that much into it.
They get to upload them into the new Armored Core game.
Really? All right. When do you think the 8th MS 2.0s are coming? The Jim's Loda and the Sniper's Rifle pack are too cool to stay old. Well, good news on the Sniper pack, at least. We got the resin set in now.
Yep.
You can get the Sniper Rifle, and it has like the
pack energy, like backpack.
What do you call that? The container that like sits on the ground next to the Jim Sniper from 8th MS team. We got that in as a resin set from Project V.
Yep.
In 144 scale and 101 scale. So that would actually be a really cool accessory for the HG Jim Spartan.
Yeah, it would.
Pretty dope. Interesting. Anyway, but yeah, 2.0s of those. I mean, yeah, it would be nice. Those MGs actually hold up quite well, I feel like. I mean, like, certainly 2.0s would be nice, but yeah, hopefully at some point they will, because they can do just like with the 1.0s. They're all like based off of, they'll use like a lot of the same parts. The ground Jim, the EZA, the ground Gundam, and the Jim Sniper. Yeah. So they could do the same thing.
We get one 2.0. And the rest would be PB.
Yeah, something like that. Maybe the ground Gundam would be the main release, probably. Zach, have you ever gone to Disneyland Japan or Disney Sea? I don't know what Disney Sea is.
I think it's maybe cruise.
Maybe. Neither. No, Disneyland Japan, no.
Came from a Disney cruise. So
yeah,
that's where I was gone last week, guys.
Yeah. No, and I've been to Hong Kong, but didn't go to Disneyland there either. I've only been to Disney World here, like when I was a teenager.
You could go again.
Yeah,
it'd be fun.
But I have been to Universal in Osaka, Japan, twice actually. So that's pretty cool. Not that big into theme parks.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. Zach, I just read that. What? I just saw my name and had to read it. What was the first model kit you put together? Let's just do first, like Gundam kit.
The 100 red frame, no grade. Yeah.
And it was the 100 HG Shenlong, as far as I can remember. I'm a bit uncertain about it, but I think so. All right. Let's see. Do you think the Bandai will give us an MG Zeta Plus Hummingbird based on the recent MG Zeta Verka released a new version of the Zeta Plus A1C1?
It'd be really cool if we got a Hummingbird, but I don't see that anytime soon.
I think they would have to make the Zeta Plus first,
right?
Because that's what the Hummingbird's based off of. I would love it. Yeah. I would definitely like it. I mean, they kind of essentially have all the parts for the most part.
Yeah.
They just kind of have to make a handful of new parts to put everything together.
Right.
But who knows? I'd never expected they were going to get an MG Deep Striker. So
that's true.
Yeah.
Which hasn't been reprinted in forever.
Yeah.
It's not about hard kits to find.
So there you go. What are your thoughts on some of the Chinese mecha kits coming out now?
I think some of them are pretty cool, honestly.
They definitely all, well, it's hard to lump them all into one thing, but there is a particular kind of aesthetic that a lot of them do share. It's not like to my taste, it's not my favorite aesthetic, but they do like, they're pretty impressive looking kits for sure. Let's see, we just did that. What's the difference in many SD lines, SDX, cross silhouette, BB, etc.?
What's the difference
between me and you?
I mean, with the SDEX doesn't even have backs to most of the stuff, right? Like it's more
a lot of hollow spaces,
right?
So.
And then the SD cross silhouette, you can put inner frames in them. And they're a little bit better SD kits.
They're the best HG,
right?
Best SD kits.
Yeah,
to be honest. Yeah.
They have the old, like the BB Senshi ones are just really older.
Yeah, they're real basic.
Yeah, they're but there's a lot of them. But yeah, they're just older. And then you got the SD Heroes, which is kind of I think they're probably the cross silhouette kits without the inner frame, right? It was probably more.
They're just similar to like BB Senshi is kind of similar, like Master Grade, and like there's quite a bit of difference between like the old ones and the new ones. It's like the Heroes ones or like the Sengoku ones, whatever. Those would be just similar to like the more recent BB Senshi SD kits. So like the Unicorn series BB Senshi kits, kind of before SDEX and Cross Silhouette started. SDEX, gets a lot of hate because they use a lot of stickers and they have a lot of hollow parts, but I think the designs look really good.
They do,
especially like in the heads, because they're a bit more, they're less cute and more just kind of like a SD proportions, but still have like the same kind of mean look to like the mobile suits' faces. So they're cool, but yeah, definitely cross silhouettes. It's like overall just kind of the best.
Yeah.
What's your favorite attraction at Disney World?
Man,
it's a tough one.
It is a tough one. So I know my favorite out of all Disney parks would be at Epcot and living with the land. You need to go and see all the greenhouse stuff and stuff. It's cool.
Gray House?
Greenhouse.
Greenhouse?
Yeah, you go on this boat and it goes into this greenhouse that Epcot has. And there's like a 1 pound water lemon that can make a gallon of lemonade. Like they got all these neat like plants they've like modified in there, and they're doing stuff with NASA and stuff in there. It's cool.
Interesting.
But for Disney World, I like the mine train a lot. I mostly like the food at Disney too.
Yeah. Who's the best Disney character and why is it Stitch?
It is Stitch because Stitch is awesome. So I don't know if they were there when I said I collect Stitch Disney pins. Yeah.
It's not Aladdin?
Aladdin?
Aladdin.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who I would say is the best Disney character. That's a tough one.
Stitch.
I don't know. I am a big Moana fan. That's the movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Of like Disney's more recent movies, and there's ones I've missed. I'm sure I've maybe not seen all like kind of the more recent ones, but I really
Coco and there's a lot of new ones.
Coco's good too.
Coco's good.
Yeah, but Moana, I think like we really like a lot.
What's the one with the mermaid? Not Ariel. There's another one. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
boy mermaid.
Yes.
Boy, and he
yeah. What was the name of that?
I can't remember. It was his name, I think.
I have not sat down and actually watched it in full. My kids have watched it a couple times.
It's pretty good.
I've seen some of it.
It's pretty good. Oh, it's not good enough for me to remember the name.
Or he rides a bike, right?
Yeah.
It's a very, very vague description of the movie, but yeah.
It's a male mermaid that rides a bike.
Yeah. Luca, there you go.
Luca, yes, thank you. That one's pretty good. Turning Red, I have not seen.
It was good. No. Yeah. I liked it all right. It was kind of funny.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a coming of age thing, right?
It is a bit more comedic than other recent similar
like Beauty
movies.
and the Beast type thing. Yeah.
Oh, definitely more comedic than that. The Beauty and the Beast is like not a fun movie to watch at all.
Pretty serious.
Yeah.
Music's fun.
Sure. What are some of the newer innovations coming to Gundam construction from Bandai? Yeah, I don't know. We get this question.
We
often,
do.
I just don't really know.
Yeah, we don't know until they show us, and when they show us, they show everyone.
Yeah.
So, things that they have shown that they haven't. They had that thing, that walking one. Remember that from like 5 years ago? They showed a show.
Oh yeah.
But that never translated into anything so far.
Couldn't get that to work. I guess.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I mean, would the metal structure things be? I mean, that's Tamashii Nations, but would that even be a? Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I'm fine with Bandai not doing anything metal frame and not doing anything motorized. I don't really care to have that in any of my Gundam models.
Yeah.
I don't think. Caller asking, is cross silhouette better than MGSD? No, I wouldn't consider MGSD an SD line. I would consider it an MG line. But no, I mean, definitely not. We only have one MGSD kit so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really, really good. What's your favorite Witch from Mercury HG kit? You still saying Deribalde?
I think the Calibarn. Pretty
cool.
Cool.
That's true. Yeah, it's tough now.
Yeah. But Deribalde is pretty good too.
I made a video about my top 5 favorite HG kits from that.
I need to start watching some of your stuff.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, top 5, and I included some honorable mentions in there as well. So it's more like kind of a top 5 and plus a few more. There's only like 20 some kits in the line. I was gonna do top 10, and I was thinking like it's like half the line, so I'll just narrow it down more to top 5. But yeah, you guys can check out that video for my thoughts on that. But yeah, Calibarn's awesome. Deribalde is another one. I really loved the Lafrith. It made it just a really great first impression for that line. Definitely, it was a really enjoyable one. Will y'all ever open the storefront on Saturdays?
We have before, and I'm sure we will again. Will it ever be like a standard thing? Maybe. It's more like staffing, and like right now, like if we opened every Saturday, I'd have to hire somebody, and then that person would.
Josh wouldn't want to be here every Saturday.
He would work more than 40 hours.
Dang.
Yeah. So then we literally have to hire somebody.
Yeah.
And then rotate them in with Josh, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe just do like the first Saturday of every month or something like that, maybe.
When we have our new warehouse, and just do build days.
Yeah. Just do build days on Saturdays. Yeah. That could work too. Let's see. Do you think USA Gundam Store will have a Gundam monument, a Gundam monument in the future? So like some sort of statue or something? I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Let's see. How are you feeling about the narrative recall? We talked about that. Let's see. Of the Zaku Wizard packs, which one's your favorite? So we had this like which seed backpack, but among these 3.
Slash.
It's a tough call. The Gatling guns are cool.
Yeah, and the big axe.
Yeah. But also like the massive cannon.
Yeah, that's cool.
But missile packs are pretty cool too.
I like the close quarter stuff.
Yeah, it's tough. All right, Patrick, and then we'll switch platforms here, I think. What are your thoughts on the Infinity Nova model kits?
I think they're cool.
That's it? That's one of the Chinese kit series that we were just looking at, that new one that's coming out the other day, right? That kind of blue and white one, I think it was. I've not built any of them yet, Patrick, so I couldn't say. But like we said before, I mean, it's cool designs.
Yeah.
What have you been playing this week? Arknights?
No, I haven't played anything. I haven't had time. Just trying to get caught up with stuff.
Yeah. So you're on vacation and then back from vacation. It's probably a lot to do.
Yeah. Going through all the emails and catching up with all sorts of fun stuff.
Paying everybody.
Yeah, I had to, payroll. Yeah.
Me, just Genshin, basically. That's about it.
Gotta branch out to Arknights, man, though.
I did branch out to Nikkei.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's definitely not the same, but it's a good game that I can just like play like for a few minutes at a time here and there throughout the day, and don't need to like get too invested in it. Would there be any reprints of After War Gundam X kits? We were just talking about that earlier. Hopefully, yeah.
Be nice.
Mm-hmm. What is the reception when it comes to 30 minutes missions kits and the new line coming up, which is 30 minutes fantasy? So I guess he's asking about what's the reception. I guess we can talk about it in terms of sales. I mean, like 30 minutes missions.
Yeah, 30 mission popular. It's a very popular line. I don't know where it is in like sales wise, but we sell plenty of it every.
Yeah.
30
minutes fantasy. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they come out with. I mean, if it's stuff, I figure
if it goes as good as the Knights did, it'll be extremely popular.
It'll be popular.
The 30 mission Knight sold very well. It did a very good job. So that's why they decided to do something like this.
Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of people that are into like Bandai's, my first thought was, if people are into like Bandai model kits, they probably like building mecha. Mm-hmm. So are they really going to like building something that's like more leaning towards fantasy? But then there's a lot of other like fantasy type stuff, like like the recent Digimon kits and stuff that we've been getting. It's kind of like more like that. I'm sure they'll do well also. Let's see. What's this about? 30 minutes. Kits are pretty much compatible with most of the newly printed HG Gunpla. Have you used them for kit bashing? I've not really, no. But you certainly can, yeah. So how does the future of Joy Toy at USA Gundam look?
Fine.
Did something happen with Joy Toy or something?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, as they release stuff and we get the order forms, we order it. So it looks, the more you guys buy, the more we'll it's really dependent on you guys.
Let's see. Here's one for you. Do you like the original Zaku, the Zaku Warrior, or the Borgia 9?
Zaku Warrior.
You like the Borgia 9?
I have no idea what that is.
That's the Turn A version. It's basically like the regular Zaku too, but it's like a bit more kind of rounded, cartoony kind of looking.
Zaku Warrior.
Zaku Warrior is pretty cool design. Yeah, I have to admit, I mean, I like them all.
Who are all these replies?
For different reasons. Is there spam replies on these?
Okay.
Which I can't see, so it looks like maybe they're already kind of deleted.
Yeah, it's got to be what that was. It's on like every single one.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys commented on Facebook and you got a reply like from a bot, just please ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
Who piloted the Wing Zero better, Hero or Quattro?
Hero.
Yeah, I don't know. Quattro's like a good guy though.
But we weren't asking. They were good guys.
Yeah. Who piloted it better? Yeah, probably Hero, I guess. Bandai Hobby Twitter is hinting at a new seed release. Think it may be the Destroy Gundam. Well, turned out that to be true. He obviously Steven commented that before that was known. What's your favorite series MS pilot from? Do you have I'll just kind of, I'm not exactly too sure about that question. I'll just simplify it to, do you have a favorite pilot?
From any series?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at those comments.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to go with Jesus Kira.
I really wasn't sure where you were going with that. At first, I thought you were going to say that the pilot of the Shinichi Stein, and then not knowing who it is. But
no, it was Zex, not Zex Marquis. That clone for
Full Frontal?
Char.
Full Frontal?
Well, yeah, it was the failed clone of Char. It wasn't a clone for Full Frontal. Full Frontal was the successful clone, right? Like, did they, or did,
Yeah.
I don't think they cloned Char to Full Frontal and then cloned Full Frontal to, I don't know the guy's name, but I know he was a clone.
You're talking about in narrative?
Yeah.
Or in Unicorn, like
no, narrative.
Unicorns.
Because that's
version.
technically the Snaju Stein. Because technically it wasn't the other Snaju Stein, not really piloted by Full Frontal. Then they got it
stolen and converted,
right,
and then
became
piloted.
yeah.
Sorry,
I'm getting in depth here. It was spam bot thing.
Favorite MS pilot for me? Oh, like now that I'm thinking about it, at first I was like, I don't know, but now that I'm thinking about it, I mean, got a lot of good ones. Marita Cruz.
I like Marita. Yeah.
I as a protagonist, I like Benager. I know a lot of people have like mixed feelings. I think like very similar to like original Gundam and like other series, he has his moments where he's kind of like, mental anguish, kind of like,
but he's not like a crybaby for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, like I think like Benager like is really successful as a character because there's a lot of really good supporting characters in that story. Where so like especially Benager's interactions like with Marita, with Minerva, with Zinnerman, especially too, like when they're like camping out in the desert, like great scene.
Like elevate his.
Yeah. So like his development's not like just only his own, but like it's his development with these other characters. Right. And it's really good.
That's what makes Unicorn good, though.
It's so good. Any predictions for 2024 Gunpla news, like MG of the new Freedom Justice from the movie, possibly maybe 2.0 of older kits?
I mean, I'm sure they're going to make kits from the movie. Like, I'm pretty sure we'll.
It'd be great
soon.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to It won't be the Freedom and Justice. I don't think it'll be whatever new
versions of those.
And I don't think we'll get master grades in 2024 of them.
What would be nice is just at least one, hopefully more than one, of some new master grades that are just regular master grades, not Burka, not EX, not SD, but like just regular master grades. Yeah. Would be nice just for a change of pace,
It would be nice.
A little nostalgia of the aughts. Mark II Verka version 3.0 when Connor wants. I don't think that's gonna happen. But I don't know, I would never have guessed the narrative Gundam either, so who knows. Do you think that the full mechanics aerial was a one-off akin to the MG Barbatos? Is the 100 scale dying? Well, definitely not.
I'm pretty sure they'll make more IBO master grades, and I'm pretty sure we'll probably see some more 100 Witch Mercury kits. I would be surprised because both those did really well. I'd be very surprised if both those do not get those lines, a different kit from those series and that scale.
Yeah. Definitely more MG IBO kits. I'd say is very likely. More full mechanics. Witch Mercury. I mean, kind of the longer we go, the less confident I am in saying that we'll get more full mechanics kits, because you would think like they'd want to do it now while the series is still hot. But so I don't know. We may not, and I'm sure we'll see like an MG aerial at some point though. So
people are still talking about Duck.
There you go. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have to get some and bring it in so you can try it.
No.
All right. Here's a question right there. Ruben asked, do you think we'll get more MGs next year? Hopefully. Do you think we'll get an HG Ares from Wing? I hope so. That's a really cool design. I would love to have a kit of that. Do you know that?
Remember that one? Bandai.
Think so?
Yeah.
Who knows? Could be. There's like variants of it though that could be as P Bandai. Could be like with the Leo. They make the standard one and then they have like the variations as P Bandai. Yeah, there's some cool like HG Taurus from Wing would also be good. The what's the Virgo? The Virgo and Virgo 2. Either those would be cool. There's a lot of really cool like enemy grunt suits from Wing that would be great to have.
Virgo are the space grunts, right?
The one that has like the planet defensors on the shoulders. You're thinking of the Taurus, I think, that transforms.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the Taurus.
Like the long head.
Yeah.
The Virgo is one that kind of like looks like a kind of similar to the Leo, but like kind of a more advanced version. It has like the little wings on the side of the head It has like the big shoulder with the pointed defensors on it, and it's kind of like a mass production version combination of the Mercurius and V8. Do you think that we will get an MG Ariel or Calibarn anytime soon? Yeah, as I was just saying, I would say so. Yeah. Do you think we'll ever get a rerun of the Full Mechanics IBO kits, or possibly some MGs from IBO? Yeah, along those lines. Yeah, they'll eventually be rerun, and we will get more MGs. Yes.
Yeah, I would be surprised if not sooner than later.
Have you ever had a custom build that seemed great on paper, but the final results missed the mark? Did you ever attempt to recover or scrap the project?
Yeah, just because my skill set wasn't where it needed to be.
Same. Working on the MG GPO2, it was a combination of kind of biting off more than I could chew, I think, with what I wanted to do with it.
Yeah,
my skills weren't there, and I wasn't excited about the project enough to really want to invest the time it would take to just do it and like get better at the skills that I needed to do it. And I scrapped it. I think you just have to be able to do that sometimes, otherwise it's just going to kill your enjoyment of the hobby. You just set it aside, and if you ever feel like coming back to it later, maybe you will, or there's a lot of kits. The Korean Gunpla builder, he hasn't done a whole lot of Gunpla building that I know of lately. Sorry Factory. He did before. He won like Korea GBWC earlier on. I went and visited him in Korea. It was many years ago now, and recorded the interview and never released it because it never was able to finish the translating of it, and just kind of fell by the wayside, unfortunately. But one of the cool things that we talked about after the interview, like when we were out to lunch afterwards, and Alex was there too, that I thought was really poignant, interesting, that he said, because I was asking him like, oh, is there anything that any like mobile suits that you would like Bandai to make that they haven't made yet? Like what would you like them to make? And he said like, not really, because Bandai already makes so many kits. They already have so many kits available that he's not built. Like there's plenty of stuff that he would love to build that he hasn't even built yet that's available. So I mean, like, I think that's a really good thing to keep in mind too. Right. Like whenever you're thinking like, oh, I want Bandai to make this and this and this, it's like, well, they already have probably a lot of great kits that you haven't built already. So I think that's something to keep in mind.
Yep.
All right, let's see. We have a few more here. How excited are you for the RG Epion? You gonna build one?
No.
Come on. Just because you're not a fan, or just
no? I don't. I
just won't have the time.
Yeah, that's probably it. That, and I really don't build like real grades, high grades.
Like if I
invest time,
you're more
master grades.
Yeah. Well, why don't you build the MG Epion for me?
I have that built in my garage.
All right, I'll bring it so I can compare it. Because I haven't built it. Somebody was saying in the live chat the other day if I was going to do like a comparison, but I've not built that MG. So
I will bring it in.
Yeah, so I can compare it with that RG when that comes out. What are the top 3 must-have Gundam kits for you?
Master Grade Sanju Stein. Master Grade Sanju Stein narrative version.
And Master Grade Sanju?
Yes.
Top 3.
I really like the Master Grade Jesta. I like that a lot. And I like the GM Sniper too. And you have to have an ARC-78. So, but I like the Origin version better than the 3.0.
Yeah,
so I went all Fetty.
I would say, I would say the PG Unleashed ARC-78-2.
Yeah. Okay.
The Origin MG ARC-78-2, and let's see,
2.0
the HG Revive ARC-78-2.
So there's all ARC-78.
Yeah, just starting the best version of the ARC-78-2 in 144, 100, and 160. Yeah, and have them a little bit different. So like each one's going to be a little bit different. Like the PG Unleashed is kind of like the super detailed version. the MG origin, it's like a little bit different kind of take on the design. And the HG Revive is like the classic design and like really nice construction, everything. So there you go.
Cool. You
kind of get all flavors, all the best of the flavors of the RX-78 do you think after the teaser, or that's about the teaser and the Destroy Gundam, that ended up working out, are you guys looking to build any Figure-Eyes Amplified kits soon? They have that new one, like that black and gold
from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, that looks cool. I know nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh, and I've never been a fan, but it does look really cool.
It does look cool. Looks like a knight. That's,
Like it looks like something out of Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I am looking forward to that. But I have built, I think, only the first one, the War Greymon. Okay. It was right, the Metal War Greymon.
Yep. Yellow and.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah, they're cool kits. What's your favorite type of detail? We already did that. Let's see. Which is better to use, Gundam panel liners or panel line accent color? Yeah, so like the marker or like the accent color wash.
So I was actually talking to Max about that.
He was asking?
Yeah, because I've never had. I'll use the panel accent because I'm just lazy now instead of just using enamel paint and
mixing it up yourself, right?
And he brought up that he heard that it will break the parts. I've never had it break apart.
I have,
but I do clear coat before I put it on there. So I wonder if that helps.
That would help. Yeah. I mean, that would help. It would do something. I think it's still possible.
You've had it break apart though?
Yeah. It's especially if it's like a really like thin part, because that's I've had it a few times, but like when it was like the worst was on the RG Mark II's backpack, and like it has like a part, like the part of the Mark II's backpack that sticks up that holds the beam saber handle.
Right.
It's like two thin parts that go together there, and it cracked. It like broke there. It's one memorable example of that. But like I said, I have had it happen multiple times on different kits. But yeah.
I always clear coat before I do it, so I wonder if that's why.
That would help on the surface, but like the trouble is when it gets in between and under the parts and stuff, and so clear coat can't really do anything there. But yeah, that definitely does help. Just don't like slop it on. The kit is the main thing. Just if you only have it,
tiny little drop.
Just touched on, and it's only on like the outer surface, and the solvent can evaporate quickly. That's what you need. All right. What do you think will be the next Verca after this? Hopefully GPO1.
That'd be nice.
Cool. Or I don't know. The ground. I mean, because we were talking about the 2.0, the ground Gundam.
Atlas.
That would be cool too. Yeah. Any clues on the next contest, William? Yeah, I had a poll on my YouTube community tab about this a couple weeks ago. Nice. So if you just look at what won the poll, that's the next contest. I just have to make the actual announcement about it, and the announcement will be more kind of in detail about it. But look at that. So you guys voted on it. Top 5 RG kits. That'd be a good idea for a video. Should do that. Yeah. Are you a subscriber to the early real grade syndrome?
No.
Belief?
No.
Yeah. I feel like I should build a. I've built the RG RX-78 twice, but like many years ago, like 10 years ago. But I should build that again.
Yeah, I mean, with every kit, it's the older it is, obviously it's not going to have. But it's not like they're horrible kits.
No, that's always been my thought as well. But there's people online that kind of think that they're like real bad.
Yeah.
No. Should like take I guess that's been out now. It's 2009, I think, is probably when that came out, I believe. So now it's 14 years on. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have.
14 years later, how does it hold up?
Because the Zaku.
Because 2009 is when the 1-to-1 scale RX-78 was built.
Yeah.
And the RG is made to look like it.
Right.
So I think it was 2009, 2010. It's been there. But anyway, top 5. I mean, the high new the Sazabi
Mm-hmm.
would be ones that immediately come to mind. The Crossbone is also really cool. Some of the like earlier ones that I think still hold up really particularly well is like the Mark II, the Astray, the Zegok.
Yeah.
I think the Zegok is like 23 in the line, so that's getting kind of a little bit later. Unicorn's amazing. Yeah. That's really good. There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
Let's see.
God Gundam.
Yeah, of course. How could we forget? It's a really good one too. What are your opinions on the quickly growing third-party market? We've gone from a few offerings to the luxury of choices, and it's been quite something to see. Yeah,
I think it's good, and I think it's now not really like calling it a third party. Is
right?
Not
yeah, like
really.
we talked about.
Yeah. I don't think it's a third party anymore. I think now these are like it's just legit companies making making stuff, because they're not like, when you say third party, you think of knockoffs, and these are completely their own designs, no knockoff parts. I mean, there's third party companies that make knockoff stuff, but a lot of the stuff coming out now is these companies own stuff, so it's not really.
The trouble is it's not established names. Like everybody knows Bandai, Kotobukiya, but these are companies that people are not familiar with because they're new. So like
in era and stuff like that, people not.
Once they're kind of a bit more established after they have a few releases out, I think people will be pretty accustomed to these companies. And, but yeah, it's great to have those options, especially because there's a lot of people, you hear a lot online, people craving for like the 1/100 scale master grade kits from Bandai, and Bandai doesn't make those kits kind of as often or as frequently as they did before. So it does kind of fill that gap a bit. And I'm sure that's definitely intentional on those companies produce model kits like that. So it's nice. Yeah. And there's some really cool ones. So, all right, let me see over here on Instagram, maybe one or two more questions, and we'll get to our giveaway here for today. Favorite non-Gundam series? Right now it'd be Andor for me. I'm really enjoying my second watch through of Andor.
Yeah, watched it again.
It's so good.
It is very good.
And I'm just they just broke out of the prison.
Okay.
And that's such a good part of that story. Like, I love the series in general, but I mean, Andy Serkis is so good.
He did do a good job, because he didn't jump in the water, right?
Yep. You never see him again, unfortunately. But like, I thought like, it was like a fine way to end that character, because I mean, like, he was great to be that character in that part of the story, and like after that, I mean, does he really need to like hang around and be like his friend? Like, it would be kind of cool to see maybe like later on, because I think they're making a season 2, right? So like, it'd be cool to see maybe he like pops up in season 2 as like he also joined the rebellion, but he was like off somewhere else. Like they meet up at some point. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be cool. I'm liking Ahsoka, so I'm watching Ahsoka.
Yeah, I'm waiting because I need to watch Clone Wars first, or I want to watch Clone Wars first.
I've been rewatching. Like, we used to watch King of Queens, but now I'm like watching it like from start. You know, King of Queens.
I know what it is. I've not ever watched it.
So I'll watch like an episode a night if I can of that, which is fun. Yeah, it's just
It would be fun to rewatch. Would be Home Improvement.
Yeah,
I watched that a lot, like when I was young.
And I was looking this up yesterday to find out who streams it, and it's like Animal Planet's thing. But watch all the Crocodile Hunter stuff. That
would be good too.
Because my kids know nothing about the Crocodile Hunter, so it'd be fun.
Mine do.
With that, do they?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I've shown them some stuff, just like some videos that you can find just on YouTube or whatever. But yeah, like from TV episodes.
Right.
Yeah, they like that, and the Zabumafu. Crab Brothers. Yeah.
So Ava used to watch that like crazy.
That's good stuff. But assuming that the question about non-Gundam series, assuming that he's talking about like other anime series, what's like an anime series that you like that's your favorite?
So I watched the Arc Knight series, which was good. I really liked Log Horizon series.
I don't know. So you can just talk to them. You talk to me because I don't know anything about it. Yeah.
Gate. Did you ever watch Gate?
I've heard of it. But
Gate was great, and they need to make another season. Gate's in my probably top 3 anime series. I haven't really watched too much anime actually lately though.
Yeah, definitely not for me. I'm trying to think of like what was anything.
Goblin Slayer's good, and there's the new season coming out of that. Overlord is good. I'm trying to think of new ones that have been. Overlord is good. You have no idea what these are. So I'm not trying to think like My Hero and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of other other ones that
stuff
are
that's
newer.
Not like in Target.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other ones that are newer, but
not quite so like widely known.
Yeah.
I'll throw out a couple of other great not anime series that I highly recommend for you guys to check out. One, Midnight Diner. It's a Japanese series. Really, really good. I think it's on Netflix. Midnight Diner. DP. It's a Korean series on Netflix. Super good. What are you doing? Like
I'm reading Chris's thing. Sorry.
Yeah. DP. On Apple Plus, there's Pachinko.
Okay.
That's really good.
I don't have Apple Plus.
That's like it's in Korean and Japanese because it's about a Korean family that immigrates to Japan. But yeah, those are a couple of that kind of in the last year or so that I've watched that I really, really liked a lot. So check those out. Okay, let's find one more and then we'll get to our giveaway here. So let's see. Let's find a good one. See anything? Is there a time? This could be kind of interesting here. Maybe this one from Chunky. Is there ever a time where you don't do 100% of the build, as in doing the decals, paneling, etc., like where you could like cut corners a bit, skip certain steps or anything like that?
So there's times where I will get burnt out of doing a specific kit, and it's usually towards the end, and I'll start something else, but I will go back then later and finish and do like the decals.
Really?
Like if I didn't want to spend like an hour or two doing decals, I'll go do something else, and then maybe like a week later I'll come back and finish and do the decals, or do like all the weapons, because I will not do every weapon. If it's something that I'm not ever going to plan on doing, like holding like
like
of course, 5 guns or something. So eventually I will come back and do finish it up. I've done that. I'm sure there's probably a kit or two where I didn't finish.
I would say that for me, the part where I get hung up is right before painting. So like, because I enjoy doing like all the prep work and like any modifications that need to be done, like seam line removal and stuff, and like all the sanding, even though like, I don't want to say like I enjoy sanding. Right. It's not fun at all, but like I enjoy like the anticipation, right, that you feel in prepping the build. But then like I might like set it down and I won't actually paint it for like a while. But once it's painted, then I can like power through the rest of the steps, because like the painting's done. I know that like it's almost done then at that point, even though like sometimes panel lining, detail painting, decals and stuff, those steps do take a while, but I know it's like kind of right there. But I mean, just as far as like things that you can do to like cut corners and not do certain steps, something like that.
I don't sand internal parts.
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of stuff that that is like kind of very much optional. I mean, like for example, like you see people that like scratch build parts for like the underside of skirt armor, or like the front skirts. That's never ever going to be seen. But like it looks awesome when like you take photos of it. But yeah, like I don't do stuff like that, because I know like, or like detail painting the underside of the feet if I know I'm only ever going to have the kit just standing. So what did Chris say? I deal with really large and complicated kits.
Does things in stages.
And
Smart.
I've not ever really done that, but on a larger kit, it makes sense.
I've seen people do that, or like but like I probably could never do that. Like I have to do everything together. Like I couldn't just like build the chest or like the arms paint the arms, paint the arms, decal the arms, and then move to something else.
Mm-hmm.
Because my biggest fear is the paint won't match. I'll
Yeah,
run
right.
out, and then I won't have. So I have
Yeah.
that fear that I'll.
Especially if you're doing like a custom mix, right?
Yeah.
That's something for sure. But all right, so I'll just say one of the things that's been, I think, very enjoyable for me about like kind of learning where you can kind of cut corners here and there, because I was kind of thinking, before that like you shouldn't cut corners. You kind of have to do like you have to do 100% on everything, but like getting into Machine Krieger in like more recent years and kind of talking with Lincoln a lot and like kind of learning about like kind of some of the lessons from him, like his modeling style and everything. It's kind of not that like it's his style to cut corners, but it's kind of like learning to be a bit more kind of like artistic about it, where you just kind of need to do whatever you need to do like to make it look good. You don't necessarily have to follow like step A, B, C, D like that. You can kind of jump around and kind of do whatever you need to do, whatever is enjoyable, whatever looks good. All right, let's give away this. Here you go.
What?
And I will pull this up here for us. What do I want? Here we go.
Share screen.
We want window. I made the mistake last time just doing that. All right, and give us a number between 1 and 3. And 2, which is Facebook, where we had 89 comments. Did that just come up as a 2 again?
I don't know.
69. Nice. All right. I'm going to count up from the bottom because I feel like that would make more sense here.
It would.
So
you count up 20.
So this is showing 93 now, though.
Well, that's because all those.
It's counting the replies, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how do I want to do it? I feel like I need to like
20
re-roll it. Okay, fair enough. It's equally random.
Yeah.
All right, so 89, 88, 87, 86. Make sure I don't like miscount. I can be weird about it. 85, 84, 83, 82, 81, 80.
Yep.
Jeremy. 79, 78, 76, 7. See, I mean, 76, 75, 74, 73, 72, 71, 70 is Zach. Yeah. And 69 is George.
Yay.
Congrats, George. George said, what are some of the newer innovations coming to Gundam construction from Bandai?
Yep.
We answered that already. There you go.
So send us an email to support@usagundamstore.com, just with you logged into your Facebook account, just to prove that's you and the address that you want us to ship us to. And congratulations, George.
Yeah. I was going to reply. I'm logged into my personal account, so I'll switch it first. But yeah, congrats, George. And thanks, everybody, for all your comments on there. You are allowed only one comment, but you can do one comment on each platform. So make sure you do that on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Assuming you're on all those. Not everybody's on.
No, everything,
Everything,
Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening, all you guys' support, and without you guys, we wouldn't be here doing what we love to do.
And if you're ordering, I was gonna say if you're ordering regularly, but even if not regularly, if you guys order, make sure you're also following on TikTok, because we are randomly choosing orders and showing them on TikTok. And if you see yours on there, you can get a $10 gift card.
Yeah.
So watch those. They are reposted on other social media.
Yeah, I try to get them. Yeah, if I remember, I will post them on other things too. So
but at least follow on there. Anything else? I think
that's all I have.
Not really. Yeah. Okay. We'll have a contest announcement for you guys next week. So look forward to that, as well as more kind of full in-depth coverage of all the new announcements and everything I'll have over there on my channel beginning of next week as well. I'll be working on that. And some more stuff. So that's it. See you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.